What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Techmas Contentment. This is day four of five. Um, yeah, I've had some challenges in life, so ended up not getting one posted yesterday, but here I am posting two today. So, yeah, I think after I do this 12-day post run, I think I'm going to take a break. I think I'm going to take a break and really try and enjoy the holidays, doing some things, um, probably with like family and friends, maybe reconnecting with some people that I haven't seen in a while, and just kind of really end the year on a high note in regards to um, relationships and whatnot as best as possible. Here's hoping, and yeah, and just in general. Um, yeah. Also, I might do a stream for anyone that's interested. In the Linktree link, I have a Twitch um, post or a Twitch link that connects to the Twitch channel that I founded a little bit after the pandemic, and been trying to build that. Still working on building that up to a higher subscriber count or follower count at the least. Currently, I think it's at 28, trying to get to 50. So definitely check that out if you are interested in that. I also was thinking about not having a not having the a certain like food slash supplement situation in my link tree, but I think I'm going to go back to having it in there. I think it's a tough concept for me to think that I would be any sort of wealthy, but with that being said, I think it's better to get a little money over time, and that equal to a lot, than a lot of money over a little time, and then being, as some people say, spiritually bankrupt. So, something that I guess I am sharing on here as almost an accountability for myself. Anyhow, with that being said, so the contentment continues on here today. I guess I'm just kind of talking a little bit more about like being able to like how contentment can happen within tech. I guess not a lot of people can necessarily know what exactly there are in relation to options for technology and utilizing technology in regards to other technology. So, for instance, I have a day one Xbox One, Xbox One, or as some people refer to it as Xbone controller, and that controller I can't recall. I think it was from a friend's Xbox that Xbox was busted or broken or something along those lines, and it ended up being where I need to utilize something that excuse me, that ultimately was a functioning controller for the PC I have, because the PC I have is, it has a mouse and keyboard, and I can play mouse and keyboard games, but some games just genuinely feel, I don't know, it's a bit more of a satisfying, I guess, experience playing some games with controller. For instance, like I was playing Psychonauts, which I'll probably be streaming here coming up in the next little bit. And while I was streaming Psychonauts, it ended up being where utilizing the controller was actually a much more comfortable use case, where I wasn't, effectively just having to use mouse and keyboard for something that wasn't a first-person shooter. So I think being able to utilize the controller and have that was a much more comfortable fit. Or even when I was playing like Halo Infinite, I think that having access to the controller was nice. Excuse me. And that was more of like a nostalgia type situation in regards to that. But yeah, I was just thinking about that and thinking in regards to being able to have that as an option, to have that as an option and to be able to utilize that is, I think, a good idea. So if someone has like a controller lying out there, or even if it's not necessarily an Xbox controller, I think if you have like a knockoff PlayStation controller, which I had, I think I used the actual PlayStation controller I had at one point. But you can pretty much utilize any controller on desktop. There's a generic gamepad driver that is available and on there, and yeah, it ends up being a good utilization case for the gamepad. So yeah, that way if it's just sitting, and you're trying to be a bit more active in regards to utilizing that gamepad, then that's totally an option as far as things go. So yeah, and then along with that, something else that is to be considered is there are computers. If you have a regular TV and you have a computer, what you can end up doing is that if it has an HDMI port and you simply buy something as simple as a Wi-Fi adapter, then if you buy that Wi-Fi adapter, plug it into the machine and get like a wireless keyboard, boom, you have effectively a smart TV, and you can also browse the internet in a much easier fashion than if you were to go about and utilize smart TVs, because smart TVs, I think if you're in a streaming app, you're in a streaming app. If you're in a browsing app, you're in a browsing app. But if you have a computer that has Windows or Linux, then effectively you can just simply utilize that, right? And when you utilize Windows or Linux, then you just have the browser that's built into those, and you can go ahead, hop on the browser, either, get onto Netflix, whatever, insert streaming here, YouTube, whatever, and you are good to go, and you're able to enjoy those streaming platforms that way. So, and granted, there are also the options of Roku sticks, but this is more in the thought process of, if you already have a computer that's lying around, then you're totally good to go and able to have that experience utilizing the Dell. Utilizing that computer, and not having to buy like a Roku or something. So these are all just kind of ideas for people that maybe don't have an idea on necessarily, what options there are. Because I feel like most people that go on YouTube and they're looking for something to help them out is typically because they don't have that money. So they're making the most of other resources, or they don't have the means to access the solution financially, or they don't have enough to get a certain solution in the way that one knows how to, if that makes sense. So yeah, anyhow, that is pretty much just the thought behind the whole computer situation, and yeah, just kind of ways of being content. So if you have an older TV, or if you picked up an older TV, or saw someone had an older TV for free and you don't have a TV but you want to be able to watch Netflix or something like that, then that's totally an option. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully you all found some value in that. And yeah, we'll catch up on the next video. I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, so anyhow, hopefully you all enjoyed, and yeah, peace.